All right, y'all, welcome to part 2 of my Australia vlog. This is strictly for Bondi Beach. This is just how I got there and everything you are going to see if you walk that beautiful coast. So join me on this adventure. So here I'm catching the 333 to Bondi. And right off the bat, I made a mistake and I tapped my hostel key by accident. I was like, why isn't it working? The only problem is this bus is not calling out where we are at all at any stop, so just trying to figure that out, but I'm not stressed. About the halfway mark, there was a guy to my left that was just mumbling, saying the craziest things, and it was very like religious stuff he was saying. And here he was giving this lady a very hard time. He was telling her to get off the bus because he was not going to move his duffel bag, and she was fighting for her right to sit down and just basically saying that he was rude. And he was just like, no, like, get away from me, like, you're not welcomed here. It was just weird. It was the weirdest thing I've seen in Australia, honestly. So besides that one incident, everything else was peachy. So here I got off the bus and right away I knew what stop to get off at because everybody got off at the same time and there was this beautiful view of the beach. So you know where to get off, thankfully, since just like the train, it wasn't announcing what stop we were at. And just a disclaimer here, I actually did the coast twice while I was there in Sydney for 4 days. I know, crazy. I walked so many kilometers. But anyways, so some of the videos are going to be super sunny and the others are going to have a little bit of a forecast, but they were both roughly at the same time, 9:30 a.m. So don't be too rough on me in the comments like in my part 1 video. You guys just went crazy. Lifeguard just told somebody to move away from that corner because apparently it's deadly. And he's like, yeah, if you're not a strong swimmer, just get out of the water completely. Also, I heard this is very important as the currents here are extreme. So keep that in mind, but I will not be swimming today. Okay, so I'm gonna do the coastal walk. I'm gonna do that first, and then I'm gonna pick a beach to lay down on. So let's see which is the most promising. Bondi is the most popular. I guess it's nice for surfing, but let's go check out the Icebergs. I see a sign right there. Wow, the waves are nice today. Oh boy. People are already swimming. So here's a great example of how it looks on a very sunny day and a very forecast day. Still beautiful nonetheless, but these icebergs are not for free, okay? To get into this facility and to swim here in these pools, you have to pay roughly $40, but it also includes like a sauna, a gym, and other perks, but damn, that's expensive. I don't know, I think that'd be like 45 Canadian or less. But yeah, if you're like me on a budget, the other one, if you just keep walking about, I think it was like 4 kilometers. Not the worst, okay? Not the worst. And this beach actually isn't as populated as I thought it would be. It's extremely hot. It's 24 degrees right now. Okay, so I just asked 2 people to take my photo and they asked me right away if I'm from USA. And I said, oh my God, no. And they're like, well, we are. So lesson learned, I should not respond that way. And they were very nice, and I'm very thankful that they took my photo. Okay, so now we're about to conquer this walk. Very excited. is where all the kangaroos are supposed to be. At least that's what I thought. Any open area, but unfortunately this is still very much city life, even though it is on the coast. They're further away. I looked at how far away I need to go inland to see wild kangaroos, and my goodness, I am far away from that. So just so you're clear, do some research and stuff like that, but I will not be paying a guide to take me on a wildlife safari when they just roam free. I guess that's just very Canadian of me to think that kangaroos and big spiders are everywhere because those are the only videos I've ever seen of Australia. But it's okay. You guys can just assume we all live in igloos and we're even. Oh my god, decorations for a wedding proposal. Apparently it's going to be happening at 11:50-ish, so I'm going to try to make my route so I'm back here by then. Okay, so right over there is the most famous beach. That's where my adventure started today. So walked all of this, and then here was that magical wedding proposal that I didn't see the outcome for. Sure, it was a yes. And then I walked all the way around, wrapping around that beach, another beach, and then that's the cemetery over there. Let's focus in. Also, every time I was walking, I felt like I was running into everybody, and then I realized I'm the one walking on the wrong side of the road, because here they walk on the opposite side.
Miserable for 2 weeks or
Way more surfers out today. Damn, man's over here fighting for his life though. Oh my gosh. Definitely have to be a strong swimmer for this place. Okay, so out of all the lookout points, the cliff right before Tamarama Beach, right ahead of me, is the best lookout point in my perspective. The shots are just amazing, and if you get there around 9-10 a.m., that is the perfect lighting backdrop, trust me.
though, it is quite a bit, I'm not sure. Bags.
Okay, now I understand. So you cannot swim between those flags. So that entire area. And apparently there was just a surfer there, so they were calling out to him. There he is. Now he's swimming over to his buddies. Okay, so I finally made it to Bondi Beach. There are topless women here, so I don't know what the rules are, but it does say no swimming allowed because of the strong currents. As you can see, people are swimming, but here are the Bondi baths. Let's go check it out. Okay, so compared to the Bondi one, this is a lot smaller, but it's for free for my budget solo traveling goddesses like me, okay? And I swam in here and I absolutely loved it. And then some stranger, so kind, I asked her to take my photos. Woo, baby, I look good, okay? I was about to get my first acai bowl. $19. $19 for an acai. That's crazy. So instead I went with the classic fish and chips. This only costed me roughly $20 Canadian, and it's just one cod and a bunch of fries, as you can see, and my grapefruit drink, which was so good. I loved it. So all of this together was about $25 if I remember correctly. I actually threw out my receipt, but here's a little glimpse of how I eat all the time when I'm solo traveling. Alone, no cell phone, no music, just living life. In front of this beautiful paradise graveyard, there are actually some natural stairs that you can sit on here. And think about life. While I was videotaping this graveyard, a French girl was standing behind me, and as soon as I put the camera down, she goes, "Yeah, I felt really weird videotaping this too, you know," and I said, "I would love to die here. Can you imagine looking at this view every damn day?" Well, isn't this the best place to hit a ball? I stand corrected. They are actually rolling a ball, not hitting a ball. And right behind it, there's this crazy cliffside where you could actually walk, and this crisis phone line. So I don't know, are people falling by accident, or you know what I mean? So that's very nice that they have that here. But otherwise, yeah, it's definitely a free-for-all. If you dare to go on any of these cliff sides, check this drop out. I mean, yeah, no thanks. I'm not gonna go any more forward, but like that guy looks like he's fishing on the very edge. That is insane. And as you can probably hear, there's quite a bit of a wind, and I'm very light, so yeah, I'm not gonna do this walk, but I'm sure it's beautiful, but not worth it for a vlog. Keep that in mind. Accidents do happen. I've seen this plant quite a few times along this trail, or I guess tree, but what is it? Okay, so I have made it to Clovelly Beach. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. This is so neat. Oh my gosh, they basically cemented this entire wall here, so everybody's swimming in it. That is so cool. Wow, the options are endless for these beaches. Which one is your guys' favorite so far? I'm really excited to see, what's it called? Bondi Beach, which is my final destination. Okay, well now we know why nobody is in this pool. Definitely the grossest pool I've seen by far along the coast here, but why would you even swim in this little pool when you have this entire swimming area? That's amazing. There have also been quite a few of these. I'm assuming it's been a problem if you have to blast it out there, which is common sense. But you know. Quite a bit of food trucks here, and even a nurse. And I guess here is some scuba diving. Lots going on at this beach for sure. Oh my god, I have finally made it to Coogee. I kept pronouncing it wrong. I've been calling it Klondike, Coogee, Coogee. Honestly, who knows at this point. But yay! Damn. Lucky residentials. Somebody's made a beautiful pile of sea glass. Very nice. Okay, so it seems like this is just a chilling rock area, so we're gonna continue onto a nature path, and let's just see how far I can go. Okay, so good thing I did that nature walk because it took me straight to the entrance of Coogee. Look at it, it looks like its own little lagoon. I'm definitely gonna park myself here and read my book. As you can see, this beach is unkept. It's the most natural I've seen from just places to kind of beach it, essentially. But wow, it's still so amazing. Maybe not my favorite, but definitely my favorite right now to just relax. Okay, so at exactly 10:04, I started at Bondi Beach, and now I am at Coogee, and it is exactly 12:05. So do the math. It doesn't take that long. The only problem is I'm gonna walk all the way back in the scorching heat. It is UV 8 right now, and I'm gonna just do my best to relax, drink a lot of water, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, thank you so much, and subscribe and like. Love you. Oh my god, there's a man and his doggy. Oh. Okay, they were struggling to get up on that ledge. Damn. Okay, so I'm just looking for a washroom before I hop on the bus, and I just realized that there's a pavilion here. What? Alright. Hopefully I find a washroom. Okay, there was nothing really in there, to be honest. So let's go back. I really need to shower and just relax. Maybe put some aloe vera on. Alright, I found my bus stop. Guess how? This is the end. Make sure to watch part 1 and part 3. Thank you guys so much for coming on the ride with me.